welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here, and on this channel we talk about all things building your dream life and your dream closet. We also talk about all things fashion, beauty, femininity, travel, mindset, lifestyle, and all of that good stuff. Just overall how to romanticize your life and live the soft life. It's a really fun, girly community here on this YouTube channel. So if that sounds good to you, please go ahead and consider subscribing down below. And before I get any further into the video, just in case you're wondering what this is that you can kind of see on the screen here, this is my parents' dog. She is a German Shepherd, and as you can probably also tell if you're a subscriber of mine, I'm in a new setup. I have moved back into my parents' house, and this is the room that I live in, and I just figured, you know what, why hide this room from you guys? It's a perfectly wonderful room. And so I'm trying a new filming setup, and I have my parents' dog and also my cat, Mr. Pickles, who you may be familiar with. He's lurking around the room right now, so if you see animal stuff going on in this video, just ignore it, because I'm going to ignore it, otherwise this is going to take me way too long to film. As I'm sure you can tell by the title, today we are going to be talking about some new things in my wardrobe, specifically a very special pair of shoes that I'm sure you saw in the thumbnail, and that's probably why you decided to click. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Before we get on to the main part of the video, I just want to talk about what I'm currently wearing because it's actually new to me. If you saw my video that I posted last week, which is all about how I'm going to become the woman of my dreams, I actually just posted that today, just went live. You will notice that I'm wearing the exact same headband. That was not planned. I just really love the headband life. I think I've actually worn a variation of this headband like the last 3 videos that I've put up on my channel. I promise next week I will not mention it. Maybe I will, who knows. But if you missed the last couple of videos, these headbands, these velvet headbands, are from Amazon, and because my hair is dark and my face is so pale, I'm not sure you'll actually be able to see it super well on camera because I'm kind of picking up high contrast right now because of my coloring, but they're really high quality, like deluxe fluffy velvet headbands from Amazon that I just can't get enough of, and so I will go ahead and link that down below. And also this PJ set I wore a variation of like 2 videos ago when I was doing my big winter haul. I wore a red set of these PJs from Nadine Marabi. If you want more details on these PJs, I would highly recommend watching that last video that I did. That was my little winter fashion haul. I wasn't expecting to pick up any more pieces this winter season, but as soon as I wore those PJs in that video with these feather cuffs and just, you know, wore them around the house, I just truly fell in love. And it's funny because in that video I said, oh, I can't wait to get these in every color, and here I am. I already bought them in another color, but because, you know, it's the winter time and I live somewhere very cold, I'm looking outside the window right now and there's just snow everywhere. I am spending a lot of time indoors and I still like to feel fabulous. So even though these are quite expensive, they are $200 a set. As you can probably tell because I keep touching them, they are super high quality and they really just make me feel like the best version of myself. And so I am so happy that I picked up this other pair. But to cut myself off and not go on about these PJs forever and ever, if you are looking for a luxurious set of PJs and you're willing to shell out a little bit of extra money because you're spending a lot of time at home or whatever the case may be, would highly recommend these. They are also fabulous to wear out and about. I actually just filmed an Instagram reel, which I'll put over here on the side, and it's me styling these PJs and my new shoes. And if that reel has not convinced you how fabulous these are, I don't know what will. Another item that I wanted to really quickly give a shout out to is actually this belt from Coach. After I filmed the winter haul video that I keep talking about, I realized like a couple days later that I didn't actually mention this because I did own it. At the time that I was filming that video, I had just bought it, but I just totally forgot about it because it was in my belt drawer. I'm not sure, again, how well this is really gonna pick up on camera, but I have been very slowly improving my belt collection because I am someone who loves a belt. Most of the time I will have a belt with my outfit. I really just like the cinched in waist look, and I also just like the practical reason why you wear a belt to, you know, keep your clothes up and fitting nicely. And I don't actually own any true designer belts. Actually, that's not true. I do own one vintage Moschino chain belt, but because I get so much wear out of belts, a lot of the ones that I just bought, you know, on the cheap or that I thrifted have really been falling apart on me lately, so I decided it was time to bite the bullet and dip my toes into the designer luxury belt world. And this belt I did buy on, I believe it was the Coach outlet website. I can't remember if it was like the actual Coach website or the outlet store. An extra little bonus is that, like I said, you know, my name is Caitlin, and so the Coach C kind of feels a little bit special, like it was made for me, even though obviously it wasn't. It is so high quality. I wear it a couple times a week and I cannot get enough of it. I really feel like these Coach belts are a great way to kind of get the designer belt experience because they're such high quality without shelling out hundreds of dollars for a belt. I would love to get, you know, a Dior belt, a Chanel belt one day, but in the meantime, if you're looking to up your belt game, I would highly recommend checking out the Coach belts because it really does feel like that luxurious designer piece for less than $100 rather than hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I just know that this is going to be something that I wear till it literally falls apart, which I don't think will be anytime soon because this really is such a beautiful high quality belt. So highly, highly recommend checking out Coach. If you've been on my channel recently, you'll know that I am recently having a Coach obsession, a Coach accessories obsession, because they really do hit that perfect price point where they are affordable but incredibly high quality. Just in case you didn't see the last video that I posted on my channel, it was all about manifestation and how I plan to move through life differently and be the best version of myself in this new year 2023. For me, part of that journey is going to be all about having a better relationship with money. I'm gonna be making a whole separate video about this on my channel probably a couple of months from now, all about hopefully, you know, my new and improved relationship with money and my abundance mindset and attracting wealth and all of that good stuff. But I've been watching a lot of videos about other girls who have been going through this journey, and something that a lot of them were talking about is how you cannot be afraid of your money. It's not something that you can avoid if you want to, you know, live life on this earth. Money is most likely going to be a part of that journey. And something that a lot of these girls were talking about was that you can't be afraid to actually look at your bank account and look at your credit card statements. And without getting into it too in depth, because again, I'll be talking about it in a future video, that is something that I have been struggling with a lot recently. If you have been a subscriber of mine for a little while now, you'll know that recently I ended up getting a divorce and moving back into my parents' house, obviously, and just going through a lot of major life changes in 2022. And a part of those changes was a lot of financial uncertainty. If you're someone who's ever been married before and gotten a divorce or had to make a big move or just, you know, has been going through it this year with inflation and all of that stuff, you'll probably understand where I'm coming from. It got to a point where I just had so many, you know, perceived expenses rolling in, and I was just so stressed that I had not looked at my money seriously for a very long time, for probably most of 2022, because I knew I was in credit card debt because of a huge move that I had done. When I left my marriage, I didn't leave with a whole lot of money, so that combined with the big move and like trying to start a new job that took a huge pay cut and a bunch of things. Basically, I was just in a very unsure financial situation. But these girls really inspired me to grow up and go back to doing my budget, which is something that I used to do religiously, which is something that I've always done religiously previous to this financial situation I found myself in. I've always been very good about budgeting and tracking my income and my expenses. So at the end of 2022, as a way to, you know, turn over a new leaf and enter 2023 in a much more abundant mindset, I finally picked up the courage to take a look at what was going on with my financial situation. At that point, you know, about November, December time, I had paid off all my credit card debt, and I had a lot of other things coming in. I had social media income coming in. I had, you know, bonuses at the end of the year at my 9-to-5. I just had a lot of money coming in. I had sold some things, and I knew that I had been doing a really good job of keeping my expenses low. So I actually ran the numbers for, you know, what I had spent in December and how much money I had saved up and a whole bunch of other things. And I realized that I had a lot more money in my bank account than I thought I did because I was too scared to check it. And before I go any farther, please know I'm not advocating to spend every extra dollar that you have. That is absolutely not something that I believe in. But what I've been learning as part of having an abundance mindset and not being afraid of spending money is that every now and then it is really incredible to be able to treat yourself. myself. And like I said, I had been through a lot in 2022, just moving from place to place to place and just living in a lot of uncertainty. And, you know, I had swallowed a lot of humble pills, you know, with getting a divorce and getting, you know, a job that frankly I'm overqualified for my regular 9-to-5. There was just so much going on, and I had basically turned my life around in 2022. So while I was taking this good hard look at my finances in December, you know, holiday season, I decided, you know what, I am able to treat myself and not be afraid to do so. So I took a look at some things that were on my wish list, and a piece that really stuck out to me was the Prada Monolith Loafers. I've had my eye on them for a very long time, and I've wanted them as a sort of part of my winter wardrobe for a while now, but I just assumed that I could never afford them, so I didn't even try to actually search for them online and, you know, see how much they were, because I had already convinced myself that I was never going to be able to afford them anytime soon. So after coming to the realization that I, you know, could treat myself to something nice, I decided to bite the bullet and, you know, pick up a little bit more courage and go on the Prada website. Unfortunately, these shoes are sold out everywhere. They are sold out on Prada. They are sold out on all of your usual websites, like your luxury department stores, you know, your Neiman Marcus's and your My Teresa's and all of that good stuff. I just could not find them anywhere. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I had this really inspired thought of, let me try StockX. And I'm gonna talk about StockX in a little bit. I've never bought anything off of StockX before. I had an incredible experience, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And I decided on a whim, you know what, let me see if I can get these shoes, you know, pre-loved but new. And lo and behold, I went on the StockX website, and only in my size were they less than $900. New condition. I'm gonna put a screenshot up here on the screen because I could not believe my eyes when I saw this. It really felt like everything had lined up for me, and that the fact that these shoes were only, you know, less than retail value in my size on StockX, and there was one pair left, was just so mind-blowing to me. And you may not believe in manifesting and, like, you know, miracles and coincidences and all that stuff, and you might think I'm being dramatic, that getting a pair of designer shoes for a discount is a miracle, but it was just such an incredible moment to me that within the span of an hour or like 2 hours, I, you know, had the courage to not be afraid of my money, take a look at what was in my bank account, go out on a limb and see if they had, you know, my dream winter shoes available. And then they had them available brand new, even though they were out of stock everywhere else, for less than retail value. I just sat there looking at my computer screen and just kind of like laughed to myself, because I was like, really, like, this is a sign. This is a sign. I have finally taken the first step towards an abundance mindset and not being afraid of my money and deciding to treat myself, and everything lined up for me, and I found these shoes. Another thing that I quickly want to mention is something that I've actually never talked about on my YouTube channel, but I keep meaning to. There is this internet browser plugin called Rakuten. None of this video is sponsored. It's something that I have been using for years now. Basically, it's like a cashback thing where you get rewarded for shopping on sites that you would shop on anyway. Want to say one more time, not sponsored by Rakuten, but it just so happens that StockX has a cashback partnership with Rakuten, and so I also got 1% cash back on my purchase, which was just so exciting. I know that's not like a ton of money, but it just felt like an extra little cherry on top of, like, oh my gosh, like, not only am I getting my dream shoes that I've wanted ever since they released, for cheap, but I'm also getting cash back on this purchase. It was just, like, honestly kind of mind-blowing. And so I'll put a link to Rakuten down below. If these cashback websites kind of give you a weird feeling, I totally feel the same way. I tried Rakuten on a whim, like I said, a couple of years ago, back when it used to be called Ebates, I believe, and they don't ask for any information from you aside from your address. Like, you're not paying for the service. It's completely free. I'm pretty sure they have partnerships with companies because it's like, you know, it incentivizes you to shop there if there's cash back. So I'm pretty sure that's how they make their money, but I have never paid a single cent to Rakuten. But over the years that I've been shopping with them, I've gotten like a couple $100 cash back. And so that was just like really, really cool. So if you're interested in Rakuten, just click the link down below. To be completely honest, it is an affiliate link, but it's not an affiliate link because I'm a YouTuber. Anyone on Rakuten can get an affiliate link. And so if you sign up for Rakuten using the link down below, I believe both you and I get $40 added to our cash back. Just in the interest of full transparency, I will get a little kickback from you clicking on that link and signing up from Rakuten, but It's not a partnership with them. They have no idea that I'm even talking about them. I'm just a happy customer. Okay, so now I want to talk about my experience shopping on StockX. Like I said before, I have done a lot of window shopping on StockX because they are incredible for finding pre-loved stuff. And I always loved browsing on StockX because they have this really cool feature where you can kind of see how the price of items has fluctuated over time. I'll put up another screenshot here that shows how the Prada loafers have fluctuated over time in price. And I love that because I feel like it really gives you as a luxury goods consumer the power to see like sort of where the market is headed for a certain item, because as you know, if you are interested in luxury goods or follow this space at all, things fluctuate a lot in price depending on if they've come back in style or not. You know, for example, I just wanted to show you, I also have the Prada re-edition 2005. I did buy this brand new from a Prada store in the Washington DC area a couple of years ago, and before Prada nylon became big, these were selling on StockX, like the original ones, for like a couple $100, and it was super interesting. I remember when I was buying this bag like back in 2020, I actually went on the StockX website and I saw how in the space of like 2 years, in like 2019, 2020, the Prada nylon bags shot up in value. So I just think it's a really cool way to be like an informed consumer. And even if you don't actually end up purchasing anything on StockX, I love going on there just to see what's going on for certain pieces, because as we know, designer bag inflation is real. And so StockX is just a really cool tool to, you know, actually see what's going on. Because that way, if you're thinking about getting something and then you see that the price is at a low, it's kind of like, okay, well, it would be a smarter decision to get it sooner rather than later for it to shoot up again. Before purchasing on StockX, I was really nervous, honestly, because I have never bought anything pre-loved before. This is my first time buying designer pre-loved goods, and I was kind of, you know, worried that it was not going to be authentic Prada loafers. But there's like a million different places on their website where they talk about the fact that their goods are certified authentic. So I thought, you know what, let me just take a little leap of faith and go ahead and buy these loafers. And I thought it was honestly super cool because they were keeping me updated on the process of them being authenticated again. So in my case, I don't know if it's the same for every single piece on StockX, but these shoes were owned by someone living in Hong Kong. And so when I first bought them, I actually got an email saying, hey, we're getting in contact with the person in Hong Kong who owns these, and they're being shipped to a StockX location so that we can verify them again. So I was like, that's really cool, okay. And that was really fast. I was like, great, like they have to send it to a StockX location to send to me, like this is gonna take forever. The whole thing took less than like 5 days, and it came from Hong Kong, and I didn't even pay for shipping. It was crazy. So I got an email that they were being authenticated once more before shipping them out to me, which was so cool. I got an email that they had been authenticated and that they were waiting to ship, and then I got an email that they had shipped. And honestly, getting those emails and feeling like they were keeping me updated on the process of authenticating the shoes one more time felt just like really reassuring to me. Whether it was actually happening or not, the fact that they were even putting in that much effort to, you know, keep me updated along the way just like really felt like a peace of mind. And when I actually got the shoes, there was a little tag like hanging right here that had a little like what's it called, those little codes that are like pixelated. I don't know why I'm blanking on the word right now, but it said like StockX verified authentic. I don't know where I put that tag because I cut it off like almost as soon as I got them, and I thought I kept them with the packaging, but I can't find it. Speaking of packaging, it actually came in an original Prada box, and this made me feel even more so like, yeah, these are real, because as I just pointed out, I own something else from Prada, and I've worked in fashion and I studied fashion, and so even though I'm not like a verified authenticator of luxury items, I own quite a few luxury items, and I feel 100% certain that these are the real deal. And the fact that they even sent it in Prada packaging was just so cool. Oh, here's the type of code that I'm talking about, a QR code. I don't know why I like forgot what that was, but there was a QR code on these shoes. If I find that tag, I'll have to figure out what that QR code was. I was too excited, I didn't even scan it. But it's kind of interesting. When I got the Prada packaging, it was obvious to me that it had been opened before, but I don't know if that was obviously because someone owned these before me. Ooh, it's upside down. But it doesn't really bother me that the packaging, like the tissue paper, is kind of crinkled, because I'm assuming this box has been opened multiple times to like authenticate the shoes and repackage them, and you know, someone else owned them before me. This is just, you know, stuffing and stuff that came in the shoes that I just felt like hanging on to. There is a return label as well, just in case that I didn't like them. And then there's also like the original authentication cards in here, which I should probably hold on to these. Not that I'm planning on reselling these anytime soon, but like I keep all of my original cards. I have my card for my Prada bag and everything like that. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not throwing anything away after this video, but just the fact that it was also sent, you know, with like the original dust bags and the original packaging, which the packaging was not in pristine condition, but that doesn't bother me, just really made me feel like, okay, this is the real deal. They really did, you know, sell me authentic Prada loafers. I am a very happy StockX customer, and I absolutely will be purchasing from them in the future. So if you've heard of StockX, or if you haven't and you're a little bit unsure about the whole like resale market, I can't wait to shop from them again, and I would wholeheartedly recommend them. This is not a StockX ad, but if, you know, the opportunity ever arose, I would love to work with them again, because I really feel like there is no other luxury resale website that is as transparent as StockX. Okay, so now onto the actual shoes. I feel like I haven't even given you a very close-up look at these yet, and you've probably seen these already if you are anywhere in the fashion social media space. If you follow anyone in the fashion social media space, these Prada loafers have been everywhere, and they do also sell them in a rounded toe, but I love a pointed toe loafer. I also own the Gucci Jordan loafers that are a little bit more of a pointed toe. I think they're more of an almond toe, but I love the loafer life, especially because I do work a regular 9 to 5. I just find that these are a very effortlessly elegant way to, you know, make an outfit more fancy. If you have not invested in a pair of loafers before, absolutely do it. I'm not saying you need to go all out and do these loafers. I know that loafers have been very popular lately. There's Chanel ones. Those are the only other ones I can think about aside from the Gucci ones and the Prada ones. But I knew that I really wanted these for wintertime, because if you can't already tell, in the wintertime, my hardware color of choice is silver. I'm not one of these people that only wears gold or only wears silver. I also don't like mixing them. So in the summer and the fall, I wear gold. In the winter and in the spring, I wear silver. So if you look at all of my accessories for the wintertime, you'll notice that they have silver hardware on them. And I love this bag so much. I get a lot of wear out of it, but I've never been super thrilled with any of the shoes that I own and how they match this bag. Not to say that I don't own awesome pairs of shoes, because I definitely do. You'll know that if you watched my last accessories haul, but I just never found something that I loved matched together, and these look incredible with that bag. I know for some people, styling matching shoes and bag is kind of old-fashioned or maybe a little bit too much, but it is 100% my style. I love a matching shoes and bag moment. I think it just makes your outfit look really polished and put together. I also love the fact that because the tread is so intense, that I can wear these in the ice and snow, and I have amazing traction. I wouldn't wear them obviously in like deep snow, like just for walking on top of. I've worn these a couple times already, and I live somewhere where it's very slippery and people will wear like those spikes on their shoes to get around sometimes. And so I thought I would test these out, you know, in that, you know, in those conditions, and I was pleasantly so surprised with how awesome the traction is on these. So I feel like it's kind of the best of both worlds, because they're super polished and pretty, but still practical for the winter time. And the way that I love styling these is with super thick socks that are like scrunched down a little bit, because I wanted these specifically for wintertime wear. I don't think I would ever wear them without socks on. Also, I think that just looks weird. The Gucci Jordan loafers that I mentioned look great without socks, because they're a much more like slim profile that really lends itself to no socks. But these look amazing when you've got either white socks or black socks that are really thick and cozy and kind of like scrunched down on your leg. They just look so good. Something about these shoes that I actually do want to point out is that the fit is very interesting. I watched a lot of videos reviewing these shoes before I picked them up, and I actually also follow a creator on Instagram called High Low Lux, and she bought these exact shoes, the pointed toe ones, a while ago, and I actually saved her Instagram post where she kind of reviewed the shoes, and she mentioned that her heels slip out of the back. my heels also slip out of the back of these. And normally in European shoe sizes, I am a 37. The Gucci Jordans that I own, I have in a 37. However, I've noticed recently that some of the pairs of shoes that I've bought in a size 6.5/37 have been a little bit tight on me, and I recently got a new pair of ski boots as well for Christmas. Thank you, parents. And when I was getting sized for those ski boots, I found out that actually I'm not really a 6.5 anymore. My feet are slowly getting closer and closer to a size 7, which was news to me. I did not know that was happening. I used to be a very strict 6.5, and my mom did tell me that over time some women's feet stretch out and get slightly bigger, which is very unattractive, but whatever. And so when I was ordering these online, I decided to go for the 38, especially because they are pointed toe. I've noticed that some of these shoes that used to fit me really well in the past have been pinching me a little bit in this area. And so I decided, you know what? I love these shoes so much, I'm not going to risk it and get my normal size and get a 37. So I got the 38, which was also the size that was on sale. And I am so glad that I did. When I first got them, I was really nervous that I had accidentally gotten a size too big, but then I put on 2 pairs of socks to kind of simulate like if my feet were a full size bigger, and they were way too tight. So the 38s fit perfectly like in the toe box and overall like just in the shoe itself, because it's a little bit more of a narrow style. My foot that is kind of a 6.5, kind of a 7, fits really well all the way through the shoe except for the heel. And so I was panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, like these feel so weird to walk in because my heel keeps slipping out. But it was actually Hilo Lux. I read her Instagram post again where she did a review on these shoes, and she mentioned that she put little heel cushions in the back of them. So I picked up these little heel cushions on Amazon. They're just like little adhesive heel cushions. This is the adhesive part, that is the actual cushion part. I have a pair of these in the heel of the shoe. I'm not sure if you'll even really be able to see it, but maybe you can kind of see it. There's like that little adhesive strip there with like the cushion. Amazing. Perfect. Like seriously, they fit me so well now. I'm really glad that I sized up. So if you are interested in these shoes and you're kind of between sizes, I would honestly recommend sizing at least a half size up just in case, because they are kind of hard to get your hands on, and I personally hate returning stuff, especially if you have wide feet. Definitely go a half size up, and at worst, if your heels slip out of the back, just pick up a pair of like these little cushions. I got these on Amazon. I'll link them down below, and I have backup pairs just in case like these start to come out a little bit. I would so much rather get a shoe that I have to kind of pad out with inserts like this than a pair of shoes that's too small and like is really painful to wear. So I'm really glad that I sized up. So in the end, I am so pleased that I got these. I know that I'm gonna be getting so much wear out of them. I am so excited to style them. I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet, but go ahead and follow me over on my Instagram at Mahina, because on my Instagram I post a lot more fashion content and styling content. And if you want to see how I style these more because you're interested in them, or just interested in the idea of loafers in the wintertime, I would highly recommend following me over there because I post every other day. I'm also on Pinterest and TikTok. If you are into any of those platforms, the links for all of that will be down below. But let me know what you think about these guys. Let me know if you're over the loafer trend, if you love the loafer trend. Honestly, in my mind, it's not a trend. It is a classic. Loafers will always be in style. So I am so glad that I gave these a forever home. I know that you'll catch me wearing these for years and years to come, even if they're not like cool anymore. Kind of like how this bag like isn't super cool anymore. I wear it every single week and I don't care, because on this channel we focus on, you know, buying things that fit our style, not just based on what's trending. So that's my little spiel. That's my review on the shoes. I actually don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Let me know what you think about the shoes or the PJs or the headband or the belt or just anything that I talked about. If you liked the vibe on this channel, please feel free to subscribe down below and follow me on any of my other social media platforms that you find yourself scrolling on. I would really appreciate the support, and thank you for joining my growing family here on this channel. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!